Good day to you, my friends. My name is Donato and welcome to my channel, and in today's video on the Fast and Fun Friday Run series I'm going to be talking about some tips. If you're not really following these, you really are missing out. Let's go! Oh yes, welcome my friends. Yes, as I mentioned, my name is Donato and welcome to my channel, and for those of you who are new here, a very warm welcome, and if you are an existing subscriber, an even warmer welcome, because you've been coming back and back. So whether you're new, old, whatever, fantastic. If you are new, then please do consider subscribing and clicking on the link. Is it down there? Or down there, in one of those corners. Click on there and subscribe, and maybe help towards getting my next pizza. And if you are an existing subscriber and been really enjoying, and even if you are new and you enjoy these tips that are coming up and other videos, then please do consider helping support this channel by buying me a coffee. There's a link below, kofi/.com Donato. Yeah, and you can help contribute to this channel and help support it in some way in terms of how I'm going to be talking now. Yeah, so yes guys, I'm going to be talking about running shoes. Yeah, now I've mentioned some specifics on racing particular distances, and now in the Fast and Fun Friday Run series I'm going through generic items that apply to all distances, whatever the distances you may run, walk, jog. These tips apply for all of them. So last week I talked about breathing. Yeah, and you can click on the link up there and watch that breathing if you haven't seen it yet. And today I'm going to be talking about running shoes, and thanks to the support that you guys give, I've been able to buy these running shoes. So they're relatively new to me. I've been on a few of these and ran an epic 10k race at Brighouse, and again the link's up there in these shoes, and they are fantastic. So I'm going to go through some basics, but what I'd like to hear from you guys, yes, you there watching this, leave some comments below. Leave the comments below in terms of what shoes do you use, or shoe. Do you use one shoe for your training and the same shoe for your racing? Or do you do what some people call rotations? So you have a series of shoes, whether it be 2, 3, 4, however many. I've got a whole series of shoes, yeah? Have a look at those pictures, yeah? So I'm going to be going through some of those today, but I'll be talking about the basics of the shoes, how it's composed, and how it will help you run faster and have more fun, because that's what we want to do. We want to have fun while we run, yeah? So yes guys, I'll use this to describe some of the basics of the running shoes in terms of how they work. Obviously we have a upper, so the shoe's the upper, and the actual sole. And most of the soles are all made of certain types of substances, so I'm not going to go through the mechanics and what biodegradable items that they may use, but in essence you want to be getting a pair of shoe that's comfortable for you. Yeah, and I know it sounds like common sense, but it needs to be comfortable for you. But the way the shoes are designed, so if you've got the heel toe, a lot of the designs, when you read the technical outlay, it talks about a heel drop, yeah, and it can be anything from 0 up to 12, 14 millimeters. So that's the difference between the toe and the heel. Yeah, so the heel will be higher than the toe, so helping you do that. And depending on the size of the drop, it enables you to do all sorts of things. And some people, based on their foot, shoe size and all that type of stuff, the standard recommendation I hear from professional coaches is between 4 millimeters and 8 millimeters. That's what they normally recommend in terms of what's normal, I don't know, but between 4 millimeters and 8 millimeters. Now I know there are shoes that are way beyond the 8 millimeters, maybe 12, 14 millimeter drops, and also there is 0 drop shoes, which is there's a 0 drop between the heel and the toe. So between there and there, however high, what they call this the stack height, and some shoes have some massive stacks, it's 0 millimeters, and I'll go through some of those as well. So this is my New Balance, bit of a giveaway with the MB, New Balance, and they're great. I mean, for me, these are proper fast shoes, and I'd love to hear in terms of your comments, is because a lot of people choose their shoes not just on how they fit, but the colour and the style. And I was certainly commenting when I was in London the other weekend, and I popped into the Nike town, and I'm not sponsored by Nike in any way, so what you're about to hear is not endorsed by that. I'm not, you know, I'm just saying it how it is. I like to keep it in terms of authenticity. When it's not about being positive or negative, I'd like to keep it authentic. So I tried on the latest and the greatest Nike shoes. Thankfully on the heel, it told me what I'm supposed to be doing when I wear these shoes. It said running on the heel. But the thing that shocked me is the actual shape and size. And when I put them on and I tried to walk, it just felt really awkward to me. Now I'd love to hear from you guys. Are you using the new Nike Next Percent running shoes? How do they feel for you? A lot of people I've spoken to in terms of elite athletes have said that their running, since they went on to the Nike Vaporfly 4%, it's helped them, it's transformed their running. So it's supposed to help with some kind of cantilever or whatever bar in it that helps you spring forward. So apparently it is legal whilst it helps you do that, but it has transformed their running. So I'd love to hear from you if you're using those. But for me, it just didn't feel right at all. So I've had all types of different shoes, from the New Balance. So these are the first times I've had some New Balance, and I'll show you some of the other shoes that I've used. So for me, it's about lightness, comfort, speed, and I'll have different shoes that I use for short distance running and also for longer distances. So when I do my long runs, I have different types of shoes that help me support and bounce around a bit more differently. So let me show you some of the shoes I've used for long runs, yeah? Whoa, hey, look at this. Right, this is an Altra. I talked about zero drop shoes. So I went through a period where I went to zero drop shoes, and I was using them for Altra shoes for about 6 to 8 months. And they're fantastic. They really help me, because apparently if you have zero drops, it helps your feet run in a more natural form. If you do use Altra, I'd love to hear from you. Leave it in the comments below. But this is the Altra Paradigm. Now, if you compare this to the New Balance, never mind the color, look at that. It's a completely different shape, size. Look at that. Look, even the heels, completely different, yeah? Also the stack height, massive stack height on these, yeah? And look at the support there around embracing and the locking. These were fantastic. Now, before some of you shudder and think, how the hell can you run fast in these as well as using these for long runs? I have ran a 92-minute half marathon in these on the Isle of Man. Very undulating course, so tough course. 92 minutes, I think it was a little over 92 minutes in these. So there's a phrase that I heard and from my 90-year-old dad, between us and him, we'd come up that it's not what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside that helps with the speed. So does that make sense? It's us, we make the speed. Obviously we want something that's comfortable and we feel happy to wear, and I felt very happy wearing these, because as you can see here, there's a massive, what they call their toe box. So it helps the feet splay out more, and it's supposed to help reduce the amount of blisters and all that type of stuff, and it certainly helped me. And you're probably wondering, why did I change from these? Well, I just decided to have a change. So these were the Paradigm. Now, I don't think they make these anymore. But another factor that often comes into choice, not just in terms of comfort and colour, is also price. So for me, I tend to look at online. I don't need the latest and the greatest shoes, so I'm certainly not going to be forking out £250 on the latest pair of Nike shoes. No. I think I've got these £30, £40 online. That's pounds, UK sterling, so you can do the conversions on that. Again, with these New Balance, I've got them discounted. These are old style shoes. I think they're about a year, 2 years old now. And I got these for £70 and reduced on the New Balance website. So this is what I used on long run. Nice, steady, easy, lots of miles, lots of comfort. And for me at the time, I was overcoming a back injury. So for me, in my mind, I wanted something to help me support and give me comfort and basically protect me, and that's why I had this particular pair, Altra Paradigm. Let me show you another pair. Right, you see these guys, the Saucony. This is the Guide 9 and it's even still got the chip time. These are the shoes. Yes, these shoes. These are the shoes that I ran the Frankfurt Marathon in. This is the Frankfurt time. I forgot to give it back and I was charged, so hey, it was the chip time. Completely forgot because I was ecstatic at the end of this race. It was my second marathon and I ran a 3:15. Now these are support shoes, or they're called Guide, so there's a bit of a support here on the inside, and again at the time I felt that I needed a bit of support, so the gait analysis that I had said that one of my feet was sort of dropping and needed a little bit of support. So that's why I bought these and used these for both long run training and also the marathon race itself. And I think all I had was rotating between two pairs of shoes, which was the Kinvaras and these. Let me show you a pair of the Kinvaras. Whee! Do you like these? Yeah, these are the Kinvara 9. At the time I was training in Kinvara 8s, all worn out, and which is one of the other tips that I talk about, is that for my shoes I tend to allow about 800 kilometers in them, and that's when I look to replace them. For some people they go longer. I mean, leave the comments below, how far do you run in your shoes until you replace them, or do you not log the mileage, kilometers on them? You just look at it, and if you feel like they're falling apart, that's when you replace them. Because apparently if you're running shoes that have been overworn, that means you're probably more susceptible to injuries. But these lovely shoes, yeah, as I say, these I was using for the shorter training runs, 5k, 10k, up to 15k. And then I also started running because I felt really good in them. I was really flying in the Kinvaras. Got through my first pair really quickly, had the second pair, and with the new second pair of Kinvaras I ran a, what was it? 85-minute half marathon, 86 minutes half marathon. Yeah, I just flew and they felt fantastic. So I've even used those Kinvaras on a long training run for about 3 hours. So I found they were great. These are the white noise version, and if I refer back to, remember I was saying that I get them discounted, these were out, I think when they were new, they were £120, £130 white noise. And but for some reason they weren't selling on the Saucony site, so I got these at 50% off, and I thought, well, if I'm going to get a pair, so I bought a couple of these, and I'll show you what I've been training in now for my long runs. So I've been using these on the short runs, short training runs, along with the New Balance, so I'm rotating with those. And let me show you what I currently use on my long runs. Woo! Hey, yeah! Now these look very familiar to these, don't they? Yeah? They are white noise, they're still white noise shoes, but this is the Kinvara. This is the Freedom ISO 2. I can't remember, it's the autumn winter collection of last year, but again, as you can see, the whiteness has sort of disappeared with the wind, rain, snow, whatever. So I've had these quite a while and they feel fantastic. These are the ISO 2, by the way, the ISO 2. So there is an ISO 1, and I'll show you those as well, because I've got a whole selection here. And these are 4mm, excuse me, 4mm drop. By the way, the New Balance 6mm drop. The Kinvaras a 4mm drop, and as I mentioned, the Ultras are 0 drops. But these are 4mm drop, and these got a bit more of EVA foam on the sole here and a bit more support. So I do all my long runs in these. Now and again I will punch out a quote long run in some other shoes, but these are my main ones because these are the type that I was aiming for in terms of running the marathon itself, and they feel great. They really do grip well and they feel fantastic. So I use these on long runs. Let me show you the pair which I ran, the Chicago 306, or the style at least anyway. Woo! Hey, do you like these colours? Now, do you remember earlier I was saying about sometimes people choose style of shoes based on colour? When you're wearing shoes like these, what feeling do you think you need to be doing? These, I mean, it's almost like the Raptor style, yeah? So for all my Canadian Toronto friends out there, you know, Toronto Raptors, yeah, winning the NBA. But this almost looks like Jurassic Park style. Now this is the Ryunu special edition, and so it says there, Sakani Ryunu, who's a designer, fashion, whatever, but these are basically 4mm drops, and it was this style. These are the Freedom ISO, so not the ISO 2, which were the white noise earlier, and I ran in this style, not these pair of shoes. It was a grey pair. They're up in the loft now somewhere, and but again, discounted, and I ran 306 in Chicago. If you look on the link up there, 306 in Chicago in those, because when I put these on, I just feel the need for speed, you know. And these were the pair of shoes where I ran my first comeback race at the Hollywood and Withall 10K. It was these, yeah. I hadn't worn them before. I mentioned, if you click on the video link up there in the race, it was the first time I put them on, and they often say you need to wear your shoes in, which is another tip, you know, wear the shoes in before an actual race, yeah. So I didn't wear these in, I just went straight out and ran the race and came in what it was, 39 minutes. So it's fantastic. First sort of race from injury, still not fully recovered, and even now still not fully recovered. I'm just recuperating and getting through all of that. But I do love these. It's just a feeling of speed and the foam, and you can really feel the bouncing off them. It's a fantastic return on energy. And again, I got these online discounted because they were coming to the end of the stock. I don't think you can get these anymore. Look at that nice swoosh on there type thing. Love them. Going on to my final pair that I have, and I've used all different brands, so many brands. I mean, I started off with Brooks running shoes, and I've been through them all, but I did have a phase of using Hoka shoes, or Hoka One One. There's a pair now. Woo! Now these are nice. These are the Clayton 2, which again you can't buy anymore. But I've had these over a year now, maybe in 2 years. These are the Clayton 2. And remember I was saying sometimes there's words and the marketing, and a lot of these companies do play on, for want of a better word, do play on our anxieties, you know, and exploit these anxieties in some way. So they tell us that we need these shoes and that shoes to do this, that and the other. And sometimes they put words in there. So I mentioned on the back of those Nike shoes, it said running. And these shoes all have different words, but this struck me straight away, because on the inside it says speed, Hoka speed. So they're telling me that I'm going to get some speed in these, and yeah, these are fantastic. I've run some really quick half marathons in these, and they are light, fantastic. Again, 4mm drop on these, so you can see a bit of a pattern for me. I do tend to like my 4mm drops, but I can work between. I'm not using the 0 drops anymore, because as you saw from my selection, I've got plenty of shoes to be getting through. Some of those that were in that picture I have already got through. And oh, anyway guys, I don't know if you can hear in the background here, yeah, we got torrential rain here, so Great Britain. But yeah, hold on. So yes guys, let's press on through the tsunami. So I've got to keep recording because obviously I'm on a schedule to get this done. So yeah, I mean, when I see weather like that, that just keeps reminding me of Boston Marathon, because it just rained like that virtually for the whole marathon race itself. And when you're wet, hey? So, which sort of leads me on to the types of shoes that we run in. Obviously we need to be comfortable in whatever the weather. When it's raining like that, these shoes, and I've got to be honest, all the shoes I've had, I've never had any issues in the rain. And yeah, so that's it really guys. That's it in summary in terms of the shoes and the tips. I've listed some of the tips in the comments below in terms of find something that's comfortable for you, find something that, I mean, at the end of the day, if it's particular colours that help you psychologically, help you feel good when you're running in those, that as well, and whatever words, whatever makes you feel good, because as I've said often, it's not what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside that makes you run fast. But really, we do need shoes that we feel comfortable in. It's almost like a second skin, and you want to be running, because for running some of the distances that you guys do, you want something really comfortable, yeah? And hopefully you can hear me easily through the rain here, so I'm just checking the sound's okay. So thank you all so much for getting all the way to the end of this and listening to this. Hopefully you found it useful in some way. If you did, give it a thumbs up, yeah? And as I said, if you are new here and you haven't already done so, then please do click on that subscribe button up there. And also, to catch up on all the other Fun Friday and Fun Run series, you can click on the link up there for the all the series on there. Thank you so much, guys. See you soon. See you actually next Friday. Okay, bye bye.